Hello everybody, this is Hop to the Hippity Hop bringing you another StarCraft 2 commentary. And this is going to be a ZvZ on Blistering Sands. So my opponent here is going to be Formic as the red Zerg. I'm going to be spawning down here as the blue Zerg. Now let me just say that ZvZ is probably my worst matchup. I don't know why, I just have the hardest time playing against another Zerg player. And actually, that proves to show that ZvZs are extremely balanced as well, because, you know, you're playing the same race as yourself. So of course, it's going to be very balanced. So that's why mirror matchups are so interesting, and it really is a pretty good display of skill. And this is actually on the ladder today. Formic is actually rank 1 gold division in his league, so I'm going against a pretty good gold player here. And he's going to be scouting me out just a bit sooner. I probably should have sent out the scout a little earlier, but unfortunately I was not able to. Excuse me, I don't want to be coughing into the mic there, but little blunder there. Let's see here, Formic is just going to be scouting around, see what I do. Looks like I am going for a 14 extractor. So most likely, I'm going to be going for a 14 pool, or 14 extractor, 14 pool, so I can get that gas early, as well as get metabolic boost as soon as that spawning pool comes up. And this is a very popular build that a lot of people do, even now, and they do that, and they get an expansion. So I'm opting to go that build. For a second, I thought he was trying to block my spawning pool, so I just decided to go over here, but he isn't. So that's good. Let's see what's on over here. I'm just kind of like moving my drone around as well, seeing his timing on the spawning pool, and seeing that, you know, it's pretty similar. Looks like we are going to be going similar builds. Look on the production tab. Yeah, our spawning pools pretty much went down at the exact same time. So yeah, great scouting on Formic's part. Look at him queuing up all these rally points for his drone. Take a quick look at the harvester tab. Looks like we are very similar in terms of harvesters, minerals, gas. Everything looks exactly the same. And then let's see here. I don't believe I killed off his drone yet. Yeah, his drone is just kind of running around in the middle. Again, queuing up everywhere. And right now, I'm just trying to build up enough minerals. And as you see right here, wait, before I say anything, as you see right here, as soon as the spawning pool came up, I got the metabolic boost and I got the queen. So my minerals are like pretty much even. So this is a very good build if you want to be efficient and quick, get those speed things out as fast as possible. Looks like Formic is going to be sneaky and hiding his drones behind hiding his one single scout behind the drone. Looks like I'm going for some kind of cheesy spine crawler push type of thing. But unfortunately that didn't work, so I'm going to be trying to just take the gas, just to be annoying and maybe keep my scout a little bit longer in his base. And he's going for an early roach horn. Excuse me. And this is pretty dangerous. Looks like he's going for a 1-base roach push. From the looks of it, it looks like my Zerglings did scout that, so I knew he still had a drone somewhere. I just didn't know where. And I looked at the most obvious spot where he could possibly hide that drone. And now I do put down that Baneling's nest because I know it's safe, that his drone won't come and try to scout me out. Looks like a couple Zerglings will be going out, probably to grab the Wazelnaga watchtower. So very smart on my opponent's part. Already scouting very early in the game, grabbing those towers, something I did not to do. So scouting, it just shows scouting is so important, especially in a ZvZ when everything is perfectly balanced, and it's a mirror matchup. It's all up to the player's skill. So it looks like Formic is going to be hovering his Overlord over my expansion to see the timing of the expansion. And he's going to be spotting all my Zerglings coming just because he has these 2 towers. And this is great scouting on his part. I'm so glad, well, I'm not glad actually. He should be glad that he got those towers. I'm disappointed that I didn't grab those towers earlier, or else this attack he might have not been able to stop and I could have done some kind of economic damage. But let's look at the harvester tab here. Look at here. He's actually not building a lot of drones right now. He did build a lot of roaches. So if he moved out with these roaches, he could do a lot of damage. So look at the production tab here. I am making 8 Zerglings because I did spot this with my Overlord, so I am getting a little frightened, thinking he's going to be pushing with those roaches. So I do make a pretty big number of Zerglings. If you can see here, on the units lost tab, nothing too amazing there. On the army tab, we are fairly similar. I am just a little bit behind. My opponent is doing a better job macroing. Formic is doing a better job macroing. I am getting my expansion, so Formic is going to be seeing the timing on that, and looks like I'm going to be going for the back wall. But I think he did spot this earlier, so he's going to be bringing his roaches up to try to try to stop this. Yeah, it brings a couple more roaches. So yeah, as you can see on the harvester tab, looks like my opponent isn't making a lot of drones. He's just macroing up an army instead. Maybe for some kind of timing push. And unfortunately, I got banelings, so I thought he would actually have a bigger number of zerglings. And you know what? I'm like, why not get some banelings? If I can get these banelings into the mineral line, I can do a lot of economic damage to him. So that was kind of my thinking going into this game. Just because it'd be a waste if I didn't get banelings, even though I got a banelings nest. So looks like my hatchery is going to be going up soon. I do have my second queen already out, laying her tumors. Oh man, it's cold in the dorms. Sorry, I'm used to my warm home. It's pretty freezing here. Looks like I did scout up to see that he still is walling off. So this is a great technique if you don't want zerglings to run by. Just have your roaches and put them on hold position, and then they won't be able to get by. Just like a zealot would do if a Protoss player was blocking off their ramp. So he does have a really nice placement of his roaches, and he does have nice placement of his overlords surrounding his base. Maybe a couple back here would be nice, as well as one here. But from the looks of it, looks like I am only going to be getting zerglings for now. I do have a roach war on that because I did see those roaches. And right now my opponent does seem to have a lot more drones as me. He's harvesting up, or he's not harvesting up. He is harvesting minerals, granted, but he is making more drones right now. As well as taking up to layer. And right now I'm just kind of sitting back trying to make some kind of assault, but he actually has these roaches in such a good placement. I'm finding it hard to break down these rocks, though they are pretty low. So I might actually just try to go for it. And I am going to take a couple of zerglings and try to scout out to see if he actually has some kind of ninja expansion. So I was getting kind of worried because my opponent wasn't getting this base. And I was wondering, like, is he going to move out with all those roaches anytime soon? So it got me questioning a lot. And you know, I thought if he had another base, I would be in a lot of trouble. So good thing he didn't have another base. I felt pretty good right now. At this point, I was like, all right, I'm one base ahead of him. It's not saturated. I have one drone on it, but still, I have one base ahead of him. I'm still ahead of the game. And then this is where I think, you know what? I'm gonna try to make a push. I'm gonna put my roaches in the front and try to break down this wall of roaches. But maybe I was kind of misjudging. I thought he only had like 4 or so roaches, but now more roaches will be coming in to reinforce. So I see that, and I'm like, you know what? Maybe I can try to bait him and bring some of his roaches down, and then run by with my zerglings. I kind of see that that's impossible with my overlord. I see that there are a lot more roaches than I thought. So I'm gonna attempt to break down these rocks again, and at the same time losing a couple zerglings. So unfortunate. Ugh. So instead, I move my zerglings back, and I'm going to kind of test the waters and see if the range is enough, and the range will be enough, so my roaches will be able to take down these rocks. And I don't know if my opponent can see this. Actually, I'm pretty sure he can see this. So my opponent, yeah, he is seeing the rocks go down. So he's going to be moving all his roaches, and this is what I should have done. Look how easy it would have been if I were just able to bring my zerglings up this ramp and take down all his drones. I could have done a lot of damage. Unfortunately, I was not able to do that. So give me a second, I'm going to pause here. So sorry about that, looks like my roommate had to come in and get something from the room. But anyways, let's go look right here. Looks like I am putting up 3 spine crawlers because I do see that he had quite a large roach army. So I was getting a little frightened, and these banelings weren't going to do much. And I only had about 6 roaches at a time, whereas my opponent had much more than that. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16 roaches. So he had quite a bit of roaches. And he does have a spire up. But now I am getting my spire up, so he got that up just a bit earlier than I did. Take a quick look at the production tab, and he has 7 mutas on the way here. So a lot of damage can be done here, especially since I did not scout this. He does have an overseer at my base, and he's scouting out as well. Looks like I have a couple drones just standing here doing nothing, and a changeling as well. I remember trying to click that and it wouldn't do anything, and this is very smart. He actually puts his changelings with my army. So that was very smart of him. If you actually put a changeling and have it follow an army, that's one way to just scout where the army is and always know where your army is. And apparently I have a bunch of overlords just sitting in the middle here, so very bad overlord placement on my part. It could have been dangerous. I did nothing with this overseer, so that's a little sad. Looks like he is going to be coming in for an attack, and I am totally unaware of this. I should have had overlords placed at least on the borders of the level. But unfortunately, my queen is going to be going down. I am trying to move as many roaches, or not roaches, as many drones as I can to get out of harm's way, to save as many harvesters. Let's take a look how many harvesters he did kill. Looks like I'm not too far behind. Actually, I am ahead. And while this is all happening, I am going for a counterattack to try to kill his roaches, but he has a nice wall of roaches here. My Zerglings are not going to be doing anything. Looks like I just attack moved, and that is something you should never do. A Baneling is here in the back, just trying to be funny, but that did force him to move his mutas back, so at the same time I was saving time, making time to get my mutas out. So all in all, I think that was a fair trade. I actually had to sacrifice that army. Maybe not so much. Maybe if I just put up a few roaches and tried to scare him, it would have been the best way, but unfortunately, I didn't do that. So I did end up losing my whole army. I have 3 mutas, so if he actually attacked right now, I would be in a lot of trouble. Look at the production tab, looks like I have 2 Zerglings coming out, as well as 26 Zerglings. So I'm trying to do my best to keep my minerals as low as I can, but unfortunately, it's just not helping out because I don't have enough harvesters. And it looks like he's going to be picking off a bunch of my overlords, trying to do some cute micro here, but it's not going to be working. Looks like all those overlords go down, and now I am under supply. So I'm going to be scrambling to build as many overlords as I can, and I'm looking pretty bad in this game right here. I'm feeling like I have lost the game, but you know what? I'm going to keep trying because now I see that he is getting this expansion. So it makes me wonder, you know, I could actually be ahead, knowing that I had this expansion much earlier than my opponent did. I am now going to snipe out this overseer that's been in my base for such a long time, dropping all those changelings and seeing my army the whole time. So my enemy has been doing a great job scouting me this whole time while I've been doing nothing. I just have 1 overlord here watching for that expansion, so I'm not in the greatest position. And if you look here, my opponent is doing a great job spreading creep from both sides.